by pure chance, they will type out one of Shakespeare's sonnets. So if you had a lot of universes, a lot, then that also increases the chance of this Shakespeare thing happening with the monkeys. Similarly, in the case of the universe, could it be that we're living in a region that just happens by chance to be smooth and uniform? At first sight, this might seem very improbable because such smooth regions would be heavily outnumbered by chaotic and irregular regions. However, suppose that only the smooth regions were galaxies and stars formed and were conditions right for the development of complicated self-replicating organisms like ourselves who were capable of asking the question, why is the universe so smooth? This is an example of the application of what is known as the anthropic principle, anthropogenic meaning human stuff. So I'm guessing anthropic is something to do with people. Anthropic principle, which can be paraphrased as we see the universe the way it is because we exist. We see the universe the way it is because we exist. Oh my gosh. Gosh, oh gosh. We see the universe the way it is because we exist. Ah! There are two versions of the anthropic principle, the weak and the strong. The weak anthropic principle states that in a universe that is large or infinite in space and or time, the conditions necessary for the development of intelligent life will be met only in certain regions that are limited in space and time. The intelligent beings in these regions should therefore not be surprised if they observe that their locality in the universe satisfies the conditions that are necessary for their existence. Maybe I should learn more about this anthropic principle. Maybe it's a thing in philosophy or something that I just didn't know about. It's a bit like a rich person living in a wealthy neighborhood, not seeing any poverty. So it's almost like, are we seeing a smooth and awesome and isotropic universe because we're like that rich person who lives in a rich neighborhood and does not see any poverty of, I guess, more chaotic, ugly universes? One example of the use of the weak anthropic principle is to explain why the Big Bang occurred about 10,000 million years ago. It takes about that long for intelligent beings to evolve. As explained above, an early generation of stars first had to form. These stars converted some of the original hydrogen and helium into elements like carbon and oxygen, out of which we are made. Remember? We're made out of carbon and oxygen and things like that. The stars then exploded as supernovas, and their debris went to form other stars and planets, among them those of our solar system, which is about 5,000 million. So, I mean, we're about 5 billion years old. He keeps saying the 1,000 million. You know, 1,000 million is a billion, right? So it's a little silly to say 1,000 million all the time, but whatever. The first 1 or 2,000, 1,000 million, billion years of the Earth's existence were too hot for the development of anything complicated. The remaining 3,000 million years or so have been taken up by the slow process of biological evolution, which has led from the simplest organisms to beings who are capable of measuring time back to the Big Bang. So it's almost like maybe we needed to be here, us intelligent beings, so intelligent, who can actually study the evolution of the universe, to then ask the question about the why the universe is the way it is. It's because we exist, and I don't know. Few people would quarrel with the validity or utility of the weak anthropic principle. Some, however, go much further and propose a strong version of the principle. According to this theory, there are either many different universes or many different regions of a single universe, each with its own initial configuration and perhaps with its own set of laws of science. In most of these universes, the conditions would not be right for the development of complicated organisms. Only in a few universes that are like ours would intelligent beings develop and ask the question, why is the universe the way we see it? The answer is then simple. If it had been different, we would not be here. Righteous says, saying beautiful hair. The laws of science, as we know them at present, contain many fundamental numbers, like the size of the electric charge of the electron and the ratio of the masses of the proton and the electron. We cannot at the moment. Remember, we were talking about Brian Greene's Elegant Universe. We were talking about the